Hey, what's up everybody? Alex here. I got a request on a video for the one-handed backhand. Nothing more than that. So I can't really go into too much detail about how am I going to give you more power or consistency or spin or anything like that on the backhand. So I'm going to share with you today a little tip that can actually work for the one-handed backhand just as much as the two-handed backhand. But I find that players who use a one-handed backhand, this benefits them a little bit more, okay? So I heard this tip come from none other than Rafael Nadal himself, okay, who explains that the backhand for him is the shield and the forehand is the sword. All right, so like I said, Nadal uses a two-handed backhand, and this idea is just as valid for a two-handed backhand as much as for a one-hander. But why am I trying to apply this to a tip to a one-handed backhand players? Is that just in my experience, more at the amateur levels with training players, what I see is that players with a one-handed backhand, there's two mistakes that they generally try and make from it. One is that they're trying to hide the fact that their backhand is their weakness, and it's like they don't want the other person to know that well, my one-handed backhand is it's not as strong as my forehand or the rest of my game. Okay. First of all, everybody knows, okay? So start playing tennis in a way where it's just like, okay, I don't need to worry about hiding this from my opponent, about the fact that, hey, maybe my one-handed backhand is more weakness in my game. And the truth is that you can have a great one-handed backhand, and that's still going to be the side that your opponent's going to try and exploit when they play against you. Okay, I'll take the example of Federer and Nadal. Federer's got a beautiful one-handed backhand, and what does Nadal say in his book, Rafa? What is his strategy against Federer? Hit every ball to the backhand. All right, so you can. This doesn't just apply to players who struggle or who actually have a weaker one-handed backhand. This is an idea for players who might also have a great one-handed backhand. All right, even if you hit the ball great, you got to understand that's still the side that the other player is going to try and go to win the point against you or to put pressure against you, and yeah, that's still the wing that they're going to try and exploit. So don't try and hide it that it's a big secret or something like that, that your one-handed backhand isn't your strongest shot probably. Okay. That being said, kind of in the same idea, what I see a lot of amateur players kind of doing is that, and it's partially because they're trying to cover up the fact that they're not as good at their backhand, is they try and go for too much on their backhand, and then unfortunately their backhand lets them down. All right, again, remind you, the backhand is your shield. So content yourself with getting that ball back in play, waiting for that good opportunity to dictate play maybe a little bit more with your forehand or anything like that. Don't be shy about slicing the backhand too much either. I've seen some players who they only feel comfortable slicing and they don't feel comfortable hitting over the ball, and yet they're playing in a match and they're trying to show that they can hit over the ball. It's not a big deal if you actually can't do that great. Okay, I think of Steffi Graf, I think of Pete Sampras, two players who held the record for most singles Grand Slam titles, won for a long time, and who didn't hit over their backhand that much. They were content with chipping it. And that's not that bad of a strategy, especially if you've got a big forehand, because that contrast between a low slice and then a heavy or big topspin or powerful forehand, that contrast is pretty difficult to play against when you're on the other side of the net. Okay, it doesn't allow the other player to kind of get into a rhythm, and a lot of players are that way, where they like to get into a rhythm, and if you can break the rhythm up that way, then that's great. Okay. So yeah, just use that backhand as a shield. Stop trying to use it as a sword. Stop trying to cover up the fact that, hey, my backhand might not be my best shot, even if you hit it great. Okay, Federer's got a beautiful one-handed backhand, but that's the side that Nadal or other players are going to try and go to if they want to have a chance at maybe beating him. All right, so think of it that way. Let me know if that helps, and if maybe you're able to get a little bit more out of your one-handed backhand just by kind of lessening your expectations out of what you're supposed to get out of it, knowing that there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. If you want any other tips or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Try and get a video out there for you, and I'll catch you next time.